This week on Competition Ready, we're keeping it in the family. This time around, it's all about me. Well, not me, but my car. That's right, we're getting my 1968 Pontiac Firebird ready and gleaming for the Classic Auto Show. This is a serious job. We've got to get my baby ready while the show is open and the crowd's watching. No pressure, let's get to work.
When the world's top builders need their cars to shine, they call Autogeek and their team of expert detailers to prepare their custom creations for some of the most prestigious automotive events in the industry. Join Mike Phillips and me as we team up with the country's top surface technicians to polish these incredible cars to perfection at that critical final moment before the doors open and the crowds begin to arrive. From the shop to the show, we're there to make these rides competition ready.
Inside the Los Angeles Convention Center, tons of people are checking out the Classic Auto Show and all it has to offer, including one very special car to me, my 68 Pontiac Firebird. Currently, and it pains me to say this, the car's looking a little worse for wear. Well, it's time to give her the love she deserves and get her all dolled up and ready for my signing and appearance later this afternoon.
I first fell in love with the Firebird back on my overhauling days. We had overhauled a 68 Firebird, and from then on out, I've just been obsessed. It was the best feeling in the world when the guys at Year One rolled out my 68 Firebird at Road Atlanta. I had to pinch myself thinking, oh my gosh, is this really mine? I haven't showed my car in nearly a decade. I know I probably could have detailed her before the show, but Mike and I are always up for a good challenge, and I figured what better place than to detail her on the floor of the Classic Auto Show and show people what we could really do. I do have a signing at the auto show as well, so she actually needs to be done before my signing. Not only am I gonna be there, but the real star of the show is the diva, and she needs to look beyond perfection. So, you know, we've got our work cut out for us. This is gonna be a lot of pressure. We're doing the work in front of a live audience, so we have to be on our game. Mike and I are getting to the convention center early before the show opens to get a little head start.
All right, Mike, here she is.
Wow, this thing is drop dead gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's time to do a show car makeover.
Okay.
I brought some cool products, some stuff you've never seen before.
Okay.
We're gonna use them on your car, and since I've got this roll finder light out, I would like to take a look at it.
Under the regular show lights, the car doesn't look too bad, but with Mike's Scan Grip Swirl Finder light, the amount of work ahead of us becomes glaringly obvious.
This is what I was worried about.
Everywhere, my entire car is covered in this.
Yeah, I also see holograms. And what they really are is a scratch pattern inflicted into the paint by the misuse of a rotary buffer. The someone that buffed this out stood here and ran a buffer back and forth like this, and it put circular scratches in, and then it imparted these like holographic lines. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use dual action polishers or orbital polishers, and that'll take it out.
No hack jobs on my car today.
It's kind of cool this time around. All our products and equipment are already here in the Autogeek booth, which makes things more convenient. But we're still under a pretty strict deadline. And here comes the team, right on schedule.
Hey guys, glad you could be here today. This is the project. This is
nice car.
It's AJ's 1968 Firebird.
I've named her the diva, so I want her to shine like one.
And there's actually quite a bit of work to do. You know, we got a short amount of time to do it. So first thing, we're gonna use a waterless wash, get all the dust off this, everything. Let's get it clean, get it prepped for machine polishing.
All right, let's go.
We're gonna use a product from Brightmax called Spray and Shine.
Okay.
And this isn't just like a normal detailer because it's actually multifunctional. Not only can we use it to remove the dirt and the dust that's accumulated on the car, it'll take off water spots, it'll create an anti-static finish, so when we're done doing the detail today, you can use this to maintain the car.
I've noticed keyword maintain.
Yes,
because
maintain
that's something I haven't done.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll leave a little wax protection behind. The cool thing is you can also use it inside the car and the engine compartment, so it's safe on plastic,
okay.
safe on glass. Plus, this is actually a great product that anybody can use, because you can get your car clean, you know, without dragging out a hose and a bucket. You can do it in your garage, you can do it at a car show, like we're at right now.
Exactly. Okay. Why is my car so dirty? This is pretty crazy, and there is no room to be distracted. The Firebird is not only representing me, but the Classic Auto Show and Autogeek. There is no room for cutting corners. The Classic Auto Show is open to the public, and one of the featured vehicles, believe it or not, belongs to me. My favorite car in the whole world, my '68 Firebird. And it's right here in the middle of it all, with Mike and the guys working furiously to give it a shine worthy of this incredible show. We've made a serious dent already, but the work is far from done.
The Classic Auto Show will showcase over $137 million worth of automotive history's finest and rarest classic cars. With a whole corral of automotive celebrities and more than 600 cars from private collections and various car clubs, this show is sure to be a hit with car enthusiasts of all kinds.
The Classic Auto Show is probably one of the biggest auto shows here in Los Angeles.
Our idea here is to create an experience for every fan, whether you're a kid or just breaking into the market, and then the hardcore enthusiasts, where the cars are really the stars of the show. You're going to see cars from 1915 all the way, spanning through the decades, all the way up through the 80s. You have all the car clubs represented in Southern California. We have over 50 clubs here.
Apart from the awesome collection of cars from area car clubs and featured vehicles in the vendor booths, the main attraction has got to be the Grand Boulevard. It's basically a catwalk of some of the most remarkable and beautiful automobiles ever made. I'm sure the Diva will get there one day.
It's sort of like a show within a show, and that's what's great. Coming here and getting to see Mike and AJ and the crew, I've heard people talking about it all day. Fans love it.
Now that we've got all the dust and the dirt off here, you know what time it is?
Baggy time.
The baggy test. I think you're gonna be shocked at what you feel. Feel the glass.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
The next step is to take the contaminants off.
Okay.
Okay, what you have in your hand there's clay, and the way that works is there's a pulverized abrasive in there that actually abrades the contaminants off, and that works. Here's 3 other cool tools. It goes right on to a DA polisher.
Okay.
And the way this works is this has a polymerized rubber surface with an abrasive in it. And all we're gonna do, instead of claying, we're just gonna take and spray some clay lube onto the paint. And then instead of working by hand, we're actually gonna let the machine do the work. And what this is gonna do is gonna take all the contaminants off, and it'll actually do a better job, and it'll do it faster. And another benefit to this is if you drop the clay, it's gonna get dirt in it, you need to throw it away. It'll scratch the paint. With this, if you drop this, the towel or the mitt, you wash it off, keep using it.
Okay.
Yep, and it'll do multiple cars. So, really cool tool.
All right.
I'll trade you.
Okay, let's get to work.
Start decontaminating.
Decontaminating. I've driven this car thousands of times, but I don't think I realized how many different surfaces and materials there are. It's hard to make an already beautiful car more beautiful. It's taking everything we've got to make my baby shine. But not to worry, I won't let any corner go untouched. We're getting closer to making my '68 Firebird shine like the diamond she is. I mean, she's already a gem, but now that we're down to the finishing touches, we're getting ready to turn her into the Classic Auto Show's crown jewel. right, so we've decontaminated the Diva. What's next?
Okay, so the next thing is to remove the defects that are in the paint. The contaminants are on the paint.
Okay.
Swirls and scratches are in the paint. They're below the surface. We did some testing. What we found out is your paint is hard, okay? So we needed something aggressive, and that's the compound.
Okay.
And the thing about compounds and polishes, and sometimes people kind of get confused, is they're not like waxes. So after you work them, you wipe them right off.
Okay.
You never let them dry. In fact, if you let them dry, they become hard to wipe off. So we're gonna go with the aggressive compound, and we're gonna follow it up with the fine cut polish, and that's gonna leave that paint absolutely perfect and ready for the wax step.
And I also noticed different pads here. Like this one's pretty soft. This one's feeling a little bit more coarse. This one also fairly soft, and this one actually is probably the softest.
Yeah. You pick the pad according to the process you're trying to do, and then you match it to the product. So
Okay.
these pads that you feel right here, the blue one and the maroon one, these are Buff and Shine foam cutting pads. And actually, if you take and run your hand across it, you can feel a sharpness to it. It's very sharp.
And now this is not gonna add more swirls?
I don't think that one would, but you'd want to test it first. But if
Okay.
you notice, we're using the maroon pad, so it's not quite as sharp.
Yeah, let's get going because we don't have a lot of time.
There you go.
All right, time to inspect my work.
How's it look?
I feel like I put a lot of muscle into this, and the initial swirl marks are gone, but I feel like I'm seeing new ones.
Well, what's happening is you're removing the shallow ones, then the
Okay.
deeper ones stand out like a sore thumb, okay? The other thing I would say is we're actually using a fairly aggressive compound. And
Okay.
if you feel how sharp that pad is, that's a Buff and Shine foam cutting pad. And so that tells me, with the amount of work that you've done, that those scratches that aren't coming out are actually pretty deep and the paint's pretty hard.
I love how this looks right now. The Diva is getting all the attention she deserves. Right now, we're just finishing up with the compound. Next up is polish, and then for the final step, wax. Bobby's been hard at work working on my wheels, and they are looking absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So what is he using to bring them back to life?
He's using a product from Brightmax, and it's called their Final Shine. And this is a light cutting polish for light oxidation. So this is a finger pocket. You've played with those before.
Yes.
Just go down there, slide that in your hand, put some gloves on so your fingernails don't get stained, and then just work it in and wipe it off. And not only will it polish and restore the brilliance, but also leaves it protected. It seals the surface.
Okay, well, I'm thinking my wheels were not too bad until I saw the finger pocket.
Oh, show us the finger pocket,
Okay.
Bobby. Yeah.
I mean, that's not okay.
Anytime you're working on leather seats, there's a couple things you want to do. You want to clean any area your skin touches, okay? So armrest, if you're wearing shorts or if a lady's wearing a dress, the back of her legs touch this. And your body naturally emits sweat, which has salts, acids, and oils in it. And that's going to attract dirt. So this is the Pinnacle Leather Vinyl Cleaner. It's so safe, it can be used on leather or vinyl. And the application is simple. Dampen a microfiber towel, and then just apply and wipe to the area that you want to clean. One of the reasons you don't want to spray it directly onto the leather is just because you don't want to load up all the seams, all the edges, and these perforated holes with the cleaner. And it's a good idea to clean your leather seats on a monthly basis, at least the driver's seat, which gets the most use. The next thing, you don't want to just clean it, you want to condition it. Now, conditioning is going to keep this leather soft and supple, and it's going to also make it look beautiful, you know? So that's the thing about a leather interior. Usually they cost more, and that you want them to look like they cost more. And this is a product also by Pinnacle, leather conditioner. Again, water-based, and this is important so it won't deteriorate the stitching. Plus, this has a really nice leather scent. Now, here's a technique tip. If I were to take this right now and apply it to this perforated leather, it would plug all these little holes up with this lotion. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my fingers, I'm gonna press this into the foam. This is a little foam finger pocket, which makes it applying all kinds of things real easy. And now that I've got it applied on there and push it into the foam, if I come down here and I press it, As I press it, foam naturally releases the product. Then after working it in really well, come back with the clean, dry microfiber towel and just wipe off any excess. It leaves the leather smelling fresh, and it doesn't leave it all slippery or glossy or slick, so you're not gonna slide out of the seat when you go around a corner. And if I did that, I know AJ would probably kill me. So this looks beautiful, it smells beautiful. It's ready to be sat in.
My little diva has come a long way since we first arrived this morning. And now we're on to the waxing stage, which means we're getting close to the finish line.
This is the final stretch. The Firebird is nearly done, but with the crowds eyeing every detail and my signing coming up in less than an hour, we're gonna have to push extra hard to get her done. The work continues. This has honestly been incredibly stressful, competing against the crowds and the general mayhem of the classic auto show. And the fact that this is my personal car, all those factors combined has made this project no easy task. But we're almost there, and pretty soon, my baby's gonna take center stage. Next up is my favorite stage, the jeweling stage.
That's right, we're gonna machine apply paste wax. This is really cool.
Okay.
Now, before we were using these 6-inch pads to pull the swirls and scratches out.
Yes.
But look what you got right there. That's a 3-inch mini polisher. I call it a peanut polisher because it's small, okay?
Okay.
This is a 4-inch pad. Now look at this. This is the Bright Max Vantage Carnauba wax.
Okay.
And most of the time, people would take and they would put a little applicator like this and spin it, but you can actually fit that pad into the jar of wax.
Just like it
And
fits
then
perfectly.
Now, and then just take and blip the throttle, just on and off, real short bursts. Just like that. A little more, there you go. Okay, then lift it up and just go ahead and apply the wax.
Oh, and it's applied evenly and...
Isn't that easier than working by hand?
Yeah, and it just glides right on.
This is what locks in the shine.
Okay.
So this is the waxing step, and compounds and polishes are water soluble, so that shine you see could actually diminish as you wash the car. Waxes, by their very nature, are water insoluble. That's why they last over time. They lock in the shine, they add the protection and the beauty. That's all there is to it. The only thing is you got a lot further to go. You got that side, you got the roof, you got the hood, you got the doors and the fenders.
But she's worth it, so I'm okay. All right, Mike, so the wax is dried to a haze. What's gonna be the best technique to get it off?
Here's a little tip.
Okay.
To tell if the wax is ready to wipe off, it's called the swipe test. Take your clean finger and give it a brisk swipe. If it swipes clear, it's ready to wipe off. If it's streaky and smeary, it's still wet.
Okay.
Let it dry. You got your gloves on, right?
Yes.
Okay, that helps you to grab your microfiber towel. Now, look at your thumb and your finger like a clamp, okay?
Okay.
Fold your microfiber towel 4 ways, bring up the edges like this and clamp it. Then lay your hand down flat, kind of spread it out. Now you break open the wax. Now look, you got a shiny spot. And then from there, just creep out. When I say creep out, I don't mean get weird on me. I mean move out from the shiny spot and just take little wipes at a time. And any wax is easy to wipe off when you do it that way.
So the guys are setting up my table for the autograph signing, which means we've got to turn it up a notch.
AJ, I think you're gonna rub the paint off. It's time to stop. It looks good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think we're
Oh,
done.
I just can't stop shining her. Okay, well, if you say so.
Yeah, this has a liquid wet shine to it. I don't think it's gonna get any better than what you see right now.
Okay. Hey guys, come over here. I just want to say a little something. Truly, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You guys really put a lot of muscle and a lot of work into this car. Clearly, she was neglected, but honestly, she looks exactly the way she did when they first rolled it out on Road Atlanta and presented it to me when it was done. And I have the same feeling now as I did back then. It's kind of like I'm getting a little choked up because this is what she's supposed to look like. And I promise I won't let her
That's right.
go to look the way she did, because she truly is my baby on four wheels. And as you can tell, I'm getting emotional, and she really means a lot to me. So,
Good job,
wow.
guys.
I didn't think I was gonna cry.
Cool. Man, very
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, so I really love my car. I just gotta make sure I keep the tears off the finish.
I didn't think I was gonna get so emotional, but this car truly means a lot to me. To see her look the way she did when I first got her, I mean, it's perfection. She's perfection again, and truly breathtaking. She takes my breath away. She really does.
Now, I know there's a lot of other cool cars here at the show. I just hope I can tear myself away from mine long enough to take it all in.
Is it for sale?
The car looks absolutely fantastic right now. It's really night and day. And Mike and AJ and the crew, they do such a fantastic job. And I think the audience loved it.
Hi, nice to meet you. The hours were long, the work was hard, but Mike and his team have definitely made my '68 Firebird competition ready.